Greetings and welcome, civilized citizens. Henceforth referred to as citizens because civilized citizens is tricky to say. To another episode of Let's Play of 2150. Right. We've had our fun with the Eurasian Dynasty. But of course, there are other players in this world. And they also deserve a turn. What do I know about the United Civilized States? Not a lot. Basically, they're a conglomeration of the Western powers, at least those that didn't get completely steamrolled by the Eurasian Dynasty. I believe on the political map I saw they control basically all of the US, Canada, Mexico, as well as the British Isles. For some reason. I don't know why. And they effectively are just a continuation of the United States. But increasingly the citizens became... what's a good word for it? Lazy? Complacent, I suppose, is a better word. In that they just wanted to be comfortable, whilst still fighting a war with their mortal enemies. So, inevitably, soldiers got replaced with robots to do the fighting for them, and the citizens retreated into, well, bunkers, I suppose, shelters where they can live comfortably in luxury. But the state still needed to be run by a president. And so, since to ensure there was continuity for presidency, I believe a citizen would be picked in a lottery to become president, and pretty much everyone just went along with it. They would have the complete support of a database system, sort of sentient database system, that would help the leader or the picked president to make sensible decisions. And for the most part that worked, up until some point when a programmer was picked to be president. And, well, he figured, I just want to make this system a little bit more efficient. So he turned the sentient database system into a proper AI that could take over the job of being president. Now, and then we move on a little bit further. And while I think people are still being picked as president, technically the AI is in charge, completely. Humans don't really factor into it all that much, although apparently they are still being picked to help with the fighting, since the AI is probably not all that competent with it. I don't know, I'm basically recalling what I know of the lore on the top of my head. I could have read the manual, but this is more fun. Let's see how they recruit people into the army. Yeah. Very American, I suppose, in a way. It's the best I can describe it. I mean, I've seen the recruiting ads in my nation, and, well, they try to make it look like it's a fun adventure in a way. You know, a little bit camaraderie and all that. Whereas this is more like, hoorah, let's blow shit up. And I'm sure that works. After all, if you're stuck in a bunker, living a life of luxury, blowing things up sounds like fun. Especially if it's just targets on a screen. No humans in those tanks, is there? Nah, can't be. The enemy uses robots, right? right? So, the UCS. Lots of mech-like robots. Overall, somewhat slow force. I mean, the little tiger robots have some speed, but overall, from what I saw, they could easily be outmaneuvered by pretty much anything on the field. So they probably built a little bit more around durability. And overwhelming firepower, which they don't initially have all that much. The ED pretty much outclasses them with their 105 cannons. But if you can swarm the enemy with cheap units, why not? Let's begin.
Located new resource field.
From Golan this 4, Central Processing Unit to President Leo. Earth orbit. Earth's orbit around the Sun is unstable. Effect on biological units is 100% deadly. New sub-processing unit, NOAA-1, will coordinate Project Mars. The goal of Project Mars is the construction of an evacuation ship which will fly in orbit around the planet. Materials required for Mars calculated at a lot of... that's one with a lot of zeros. The 1 million. It is the President's duty to provide the necessary materials for Mars. End of message. So you are giving me orders while I'm the President. Sure, that's how that works. Alright. So we have our mammoth construction vehicle. Let's create a couple of Tigers. Now we only have the 20mm cannon and the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher is an interesting idea. And you have the basic condor mammoth and harvester. We don't have anything else. I wouldn't think that a grenade launcher would be all that effective in battle, but against stationary units, if you can get your enemy to stand still, that probably wouldn't be that bad. Right, we have no research available, I think. And so do we start with any advantage here? We have basically a similar layout to the Eurasian Dynasty base. We do have a small field over here, so
online. Commencing operation.
Get that on the way. And let's get another harvester to help. Alright, let's on pause and let's begin. Our transport unit is called the Albatross. Alright, so campaign again. We need to get our first space transporter in the Cosmodrome. Construction of evacuation base in space. Further construction of evacuation base. Installation of defense systems. And finally installation and testing of ship systems. Alright. A little bit different, but overall they're probably similar.
Transporter arrived.
Right, now I could do with a few extra units
Commenced production.
before I move into the target area.
Access granted.
Now we're not gonna have any real funny voice lines, I think,
Orders received.
since these are all robots, so
Unit online.
I do kind of like the launch, the spaceport a little bit more.
Commenced production.
When it's ready to launch, it opens up the central thing, and then a missile shoots out. Right, while this is going on, let's choose a destination to go. The Urals! What a surprise! Mission: procurement of raw materials. Advance with stealth into enemy territory. Steal as much raw material as possible. End of message.
Located.
The next 24 hours will see heavy cloud buildup. Daytime temperatures will reach 50 below, dropping to 90 below tonight. There will be a light southerly breeze, and a depression from the east will bring thunderstorms and snow.
So not really a hot news, but news nonetheless. Can I get a mission briefing here?
Mech operational.
Alright, from Noah 1. Raw material sources on UCS territory cannot fulfill the requirements of Project Mars. Hades 9 has discovered large veins in the Ural region, 100% possibility of aggressive reaction by ED biological units there. You must construct an ore transport base and transport 2 harvesters from the main base to the operations area. Do not scout this region. The enemy is vastly superior in numbers. Alright, well, let's at least secure the place. And also get some more harvesters built.
Production.
Unit online.
Alright, let's get a power plant locked down.
Order transfer.
Now, the UCS does rely on single power plant units, which you then have to extend with energy transmitters.
Production. Commenced
Access
production.
granted.
Right, and we need an ore transport base, so let's also get that going.
Orders received.
Completed production.
Right, well, we can at least send the initial units over.
Checkpoint programmed.
Now, in order to upgrade our power supply, we can build a couple of additional nuclear reactors. We don't need to at the moment, so I'll just leave that be.
Receiving transmission.
I could build a vehicle production center, but frankly, I don't want to waste too much on that. Like everything is on board.
Completed production.
And the rest of the units can wait until we are done. Let's also get our research going. Right now, we can only upgrade the Tiger. And let's also get you out of the way. Now we can build walls, bridges, tunnels. Well, we don't need to do any of that, so let's just not do that. I'm presuming at some point I'm gonna get an alert that we have to deal with the enemy. Probably from down here.
Transporter arrived.
Now, I do not know how much is exactly in this field, since I can't build a mine on top of it to see how much is in there.
Completed production. Commenced production.
Right, let's
Online.
get our
Order
harvesting on.
transfer. All systems active. Orders received.
Now, I don't know if there's anything beyond that. Let's have a bit of a look
Mech
around.
ready. Mech out. Orders received. Path calculated. Checkpoint programmed.
Transporter arrived.
Orders received. Unit online.
It is on, so
Completed production.
Access granted. Order received. Commencing operation. Orders received.
do I also have to do that here?
All All systems checked.
No, it seems you're fine.
Transmission.
Do have to check one thing. I had a bit of a difficulty getting the game to comply with what I wanted, so some of my settings got a little bit screwed up. Alright, let's get our last units over.
Mech operational. Orders received.
Now, the goal is still to send some stuff over. Should be going on right now. This could be an overall fairly easy mission.
Unit online.
Alright, so we now should be getting our craft coming in.
Mech
Transporter
operational.
arrived.
Orders understood. Path calculated.
I don't think I want to stay quiet here. I kinda want to see what's out there.
Mech operational. Orders received. Checkpoint program.
So just do a quick save
Mech ready.
and see if I can find some trouble. I mean, after all, if we can find an additional source of resources, then that would be just good for the cause, would it not?
Orders received. Path calculated.
And the music is a little bit intense. Let's just scale that back a little bit.
Checkpoint programmed. Checkpoint set.
Transporter arrived.
Checkpoint set. Checkpoint programmed. Orders received.
Yeah, overall, I think my units are fairly slow. Speed 17. Could be worse, but
Checkpoint set. Checkpoint set.
doesn't take a long time to turn around.
Path calculated. Enemy in range. Path calculated. Target locked.
Scanners have detected enemy troop movements. The President now has permission to erect the necessary defense structures. However, exercise the utmost caution in this hostile region. We have no chance against the vastly superior numbers of the ED. Resist your biological urge for heroics.
Have sustained a hit.
That sounds
Unit
like you're ready to give up,
I'm under
Goran.
fire. Computer activated. I'm under fire.
Alright, so the initial strategy basically is just to pin them down with my machine guns,
Checkpoint program.
and then
Contact. I'm under fire.
blam them with my grenades.
Orders received.
Which, sure, I can do that.
Received.
Although, right now, I really need to set up a support base, because otherwise... or supply depot, because otherwise we will run out of supplies.
Fire. All systems have sustained a hit. Weapon systems activated. I am hit. Mech out. Mech out. Target discrimination started. I am hit.
And let's also get a vehicle production facility. Alright, so what is the exact range of the... we have some range.
Mech ready to go. Enemy under fire. Checkpoint set. Target locked. Under fire. Targeting started. I'm under fire.
Build the most dangerous unit first. Then we can deal with the tigers. Alright, I need some extra stuff, but for now, that'll do for this episode. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.